The most expensive currency you have is your energy. Your energy controls the way you receive things, the way that you reject things. Like, your energy is all in control of that. So certain spaces and places that you go to or that you live in, they all affect your energy. The people around you affect your energy. The people you let into your home affect your energy. So all these certain things are going to heavily impact you. So when you feel almost like an energetic attack or like a spiritual attack with other people's energies that are intertwining with yours, you need to isolate yourself and go within and do the things that make you feel good and happy, and be selfish. Be selfish. Go out of your way to make yourself happy. Go out in nature and really just like reset yourself. You cannot show up for other people if you're not you. If you don't feel good within yourself, you cannot go up and help people and show up for people if you are not centered yourself, because you're the one who's gonna get hurt in the end. And it's like, you can't help other people until you help yourself. So that's kind of what I've been realizing. And like, you ask for strength, God gives you situations to make you stronger. And I feel like that has literally been what I've been going through. There's people in my house that were really affecting my energy, and it's nothing against them, but it really was messing with me, my creativity, literally everything. I'm like, I can't record. I don't know what it is. I can't record. So, sometimes you have to take a step back, acknowledge what's going on. Okay, your energy's being drained. Okay, something is wrong. It will block everything and reject everything. That's why you have to take a step back and acknowledge what is going on. Protecting your energy is essentially like you have this sacred bubble that surrounds you, right? Now, protecting it is not allowing anybody into your bubble, right? So how do we protect ourselves? So your protection is the way you react to things. What you do when certain situations and certain things are thrown at you. So your protection is how you're reacting to these things. So for example, I'm in my house, there's other people in my house. I am literally going crazy insane and I can't find peace. What do? I leave the house. I go on a hike. I do all these things until my situation is clear, until my situation is done. You should not stay there. You should not stay in a place where you feel like your energy is being drained if you have to go to the gym, or maybe go to the grocery store, or take the long way home. You have to find these things that are going to make you happy during this time, because nothing else is going to work. Staying in that place is not going to help you. And when I was younger, I used to say this when I was probably about like 17. I came up with this thing. It was like, I don't work around it, I work through it, and I work with it. That was kind of like my motto when I was going through a lot at that age. I literally was forced to stay in my home. And this home was a very toxic at the time. There was so much going on. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of like unfortunate circumstances that I had to deal with. And what would I do? I would go in my room and I would meditate. So like, if you can't leave, make that space, make whatever spaces that you have that are safe. Like for me, it's the gym, or for me, it's walking around Target. Whatever these spaces are, to make them safe. So I would make my room the most like comfortable place, and people would walk in my room, they're like, they would walk in, they're like, I feel like I just teleported into a different place, because you did. Because my energy has protection. I protect this space with my energy, and I control the energy of this space. So I would go and meditate and read and journal and do a bunch of positive things in my space, in my bubble, right? So when I would have to go downstairs, I would put on my headphones and I would block everything out. So sometimes like you can't control your circumstances, but you can control how you react to your circumstances. You do have a way of controlling it. It's not necessarily going to be a permanent fix, but these are temporary fixes that you can use, whenever you're put in these situations, so you know what to do, that you're not like, oh my gosh, like I'm trapped, I don't know what to do. No, there's always things you could do. You have a problem, there's always a solution. Don't look at the problem, look at the solution. Okay, this is what I'm going through, this is what I have. Now, what can I do to get myself mentally out of this situation, or mentally or physically out of this situation, but making myself feel better? What can I do? And I've noticed, like, I want to be a problem solver. I don't want to be stuck in this mindset of, oh, I'm a victim. Like, this is just so horrible. All these bad things are happening to me. Like, if I've lived my life this way, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I would still be back home, like, in my parents' house. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely, like, would not be living the life that I am now, because I didn't live in a victim mindset where, I've had horrible traumatic things happen to me. And yes, I have to live with them, but they do not define me, nor do they not allow me to live my life that I've always dreamed of living. It's so important to acknowledge that, like, all these things that are so unfortunate that you have to go through, like, you gotta enjoy them. Enjoy that moment of struggle, because that moment of struggle is a tool later in life. You can use that tool to get yourself out of certain situations that will repeat themselves, and you realize, okay, like, I've been in this situation before, I know how I'm gonna react to it. So every situation you go through creates that tool, and you could just, let me go in my toolbox, my mental toolbox, pull this out. Oh, I went through this situation, and this situation's going to help me right now. So it's just so important to realize, like, these things are meant to happen, so when later they happen again, you know what to do. You're at a mental place of, this isn't going to bother me. I already went through this once. If I have to go through it again, okay, at least I know what I'm doing. At least I know how to react, because how I react is how I protect myself, my energy, and my bubble. Now, your bubble keeps you in this flow state, this harmony, this safe space, right? And you want to protect this safe space as much as you can. So whatever you gotta do to not let anybody come in that bubble, not even come close. You want to make sure that you're doing everything in your power. So it's like, no, you're not coming in my bubble, because it takes me back to places where I don't want to be. So I'm protecting myself and my bubble, and I'm choosing to react in certain ways so I don't drain myself. I don't drain my energy. I don't pull from my energy, because I'm protected. Now, a hard part about this is emotional intelligence, where we have to be strong enough in that moment to not react emotionally. And, specifically women tend to react more emotionally, unless you're a Sagittarius, because apparently that I was told, which I kind of can relate, but basically they're like, oh, you're a Sagittarius, you think more like a man than men think like men. And I was like, what? It's kind of true in a sense of, like, I guess I can be very blunt. I guess I'm not too into horoscopes, but, like, I can be very blunt. I can think more logical. And I've been training myself to think a little more emotional, to have these emotions, and not be too, like, blunt, not be too logic, because too much logic doesn't have enough compassion. And we are emotional creatures, and people need compassion, people need empathy. So by, like, just observing and not absorbing, letting these things not transcend through our bubble. And it's hard to do that. It takes mental strength to be able to go through something and just be like, whatever. I've been like that since I was younger too, and my mom has mentioned certain, I don't want to get into detail, but certain situations that I've been through that most people would literally be, like, traumatized and, like, full-on anxiety, panic attack. I'm like, yeah, I'm going through this right now, but I got something to do. I got somewhere to be. Like, I cannot stay in this space because I got something to do. God's got plans for me, and I gotta show up for those plans. I can't let these situations affect me emotionally, because then it's coming into my bubble and it's affecting my creativity, my relationships, my mood, everything that I have to do that I need my energy for, it's going to affect. So I'm not letting that come through, not even come close to my secret bubble. One of the things that I also want to talk about is like your mornings, right? So our mornings are called mornings. Don't mourn your morning. So don't wake up and, I don't want to get up today. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. Your mornings, prepare yourself for your day. And why this is relevant is because when you go through your day, you need these mental tools of remembering your sacred bubble, because things are gonna happen throughout your day. People are gonna piss you off, people are gonna cut you off, people are gonna give you dirty looks. These energies will do anything in their power just to disturb you. But if you are centered and you got your sacred bubble on lockdown, nobody's gonna come for you. Nobody can even come close to you, to destroying what you've worked so hard to create. Your mental strength, you've strengthened your mind so much that these things are not going to bother you. So having a good morning and preparing yourself for your day by, a little bit of movement in the morning, a little bit of mirror affirmations, reading your Bible, whatever book you read, whatever, makes you feel happy and fulfilled and aligns with your true self, do it. I feel like I'm just throwing out mirror affirmations. Mirror affirmations, get on them. I'm telling you. Sometimes living in California, I'm not surrounded by people I grew up with. I'm not surrounded by people who have known me my whole life. They're like, Nick, I've seen every single version of you. There's nobody here that could say that besides my friend that I live with. But, when you're not constantly surrounded by people that know who you are, that will any day remind you of who you are, it's hard. So sometimes you have to remind yourself of who you are and not forget it. And, you're going to forget sometimes where you're like, damn, I wish I was this person. I wish I felt like this person. I wish I was this successful like this person. It only starts when you believe it, when you truly look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm that girl, or I'm that man. What? Shout out to the men watching. But it helps because you are programming your mind to understand who you truly are. I am that girl. I am Nikki Transcends. I transcend. I help grow. I help build a community of people. So when they watch my videos, they can get inspired and they can feel aligned with their true self. But yeah, they literally help you align yourself and remind yourself of how amazing that you are. And sometimes you don't have another person to do that for you but you. So doing these little mirror affirmations help in the morning. I'm literally telling you, get on them. Yeah, so I've learned by falling in love with my morning and preparing myself for the day and going with an intention of today's gonna be a good day no matter what happens. Go in with intention that, yeah, things might go left. Things might happen today, but nothing is getting in the way between me and my sacred bubble. Not today, because I worked too hard and I've been preparing myself for things like this to happen. So preparing yourself in the morning, realizing, yeah, these things are gonna happen. Good, and you have to understand, good days don't just happen, right? I mean, they can. Good things can happen in your day. But if you prepare yourself every day to have a good day, guess what? You're probably going to have a great day. You're going to have a day that you'll never forget. But if you're not preparing yourself mentally for the day, it's kind of like, oh, I'm hoping. No, prepare, because all good things happen when we prepare ourselves for it versus when they're just coming at us like this, left and right. No, when you're prepared, you're setting yourself up, right? When you set yourself up, you're ready. So yeah, so if you could take anything from today, we are protecting our energy, and we are protecting our energy at all costs because we understand that our energy is sacred and that it impacts every single part of us. It is our being. It is our inner being. Our energy is a reflection of our inner being, everything that we represent. Just like when you meet people, you're like, damn, that person has great energy. That energy is your currency. Do not let anybody mess with your currency of energy. This is your sacred sacred energy. We're not going in certain places and spaces. And if we're dealt with these situations in our own home, that we have tools to not let this affect us, to not let this affect us mentally or spiritually, but we are using the tools in our toolbox to get through it. And we're working with it, we're working through it, we're not working around it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of content. I am looking to build a big community. If you notice, my name on this is Realigned Podcast. It's not Nikki's podcast. There's no name attached to it because I'm trying to build a community of like-minded individuals who are trying to grow themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I basically share my personal experiences to help you guys, align yourselves with the best version of yourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful, blessed day.